Hi everyone, this is Suchika Mehra and today I'm going to talk about the anxiety and dilemma which is setting in the children. Whether it's the children or parents, I'm really not sure and I will refrain from commenting on it. But yes, there is a lot of anxiety as regards formal school education in the post-COVID era. A lot of people are concerned about this and they have their reservations and their views on the e-learning attempts via Zoom and the Google Meetup. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to discuss the two broader perspectives and I will let you decide which one you want to partner with. Now, one perspective which I get to hear a lot is that classrooms were never about the blackboard or the charts or the desks. It was rather an amalgamation of myriad emotions, one enormous essential that pandemic has snatched from these little ones. For them, the classroom was, their beautiful little world where these little mighty brains solved problems, fought battles, teased one another, laughed, cried, hurt themselves, and cherished their bruises. But can they cherish this scar of the lockdown? To learn without a pat from a teacher, without peeping into their partner's notebook, without being scolded at by the teacher, without having class monitors, without having child bullies, etc., etc. So whether that is learning at all? Now, that is one way to look at it, and another perspective, and I have a different take on it. Now, education is not always learning at school, conventional learning at school. Children are homeschooled too, and e-learning can be fun if you want it to be. One enormous essential that this pandemic has granted as a blessing in disguise is the opportunity to bond and adapt. A time well spent at home where these little munchkins show their parents the worth of undivided attention. Each day, these young adults, they are relearning. They're learning and relearning to obey, argue, laugh, cry, adjust. But they're eager to embrace this change. To learn without pressure, understand without the fear of scoring marks, read to enjoy, to let their imagination take a merry-go-round, to let their creativity take any shape, to build a new routine daily to see it fail and then start all over again. Now, after all, isn't that learning in a true sense? Now, children may not be getting what they could have got at school, but they're getting a lot more varied stuff which they wouldn't have got if they were at school. And the list goes on for that. Could you even have asked for more? Now, the question is, how should we reconcile these two perspectives? And whether we should be reconciling them? Now, the phase could be, the way I look at it is like, this phase could rather be seen as different times. There's difference between going through a difficult time and a different time. Can't we simply see through this phase as a different time? It's not always essential that we categorize something as good or bad, positive or negative. It can just be different. And if we have that shift in perspective, you'll be amazed to see how the whole outlook changes. Now, adapting to digital platforms is anyways a necessity. And this lockdown phase has led children to embrace it early with both hands. It's we as parents who often forget that children have amazing adaptive capabilities and they must be encouraged to embrace it. But if we create negative vibrations of pity, anxiety, helplessness, it depletes the positive energy in our children too. Because children observe us. They learn from us. They learn by seeing what we are doing, by sensing the environment. So the need of ours is to strengthen the emotional well-being of our children by building a sound emotional vocabulary system around them. And children will rather come out stronger of all this. So we need to create a positive ecosystem through affirmations, acceptance, meditation, prayer, love, care. That's it. And as we heal together, we'll contribute in our own little ways. So, having said that, everyone is allowed to have an opinion and a perspective. But when you have an option, why would you choose the negative one? There has been a change. There is fear. There is anxiety. There are unanswered questions. There are a lot of whys, if, but do we have control on any of this? No, we don't. But we do have control on how we respond to all of this. But again, do we choose to exercise that control? More often than not, no. Because we are too busy letting the situation control us, and we willingly give a rent-free space to anxiety, fear, and uncertainty in our lives. Do think about it.